Teamwork!
Hey everyone, Adam White from Running Central here with my good friend Kirk Wessler with the Journal-Star, and we're here talking track out here in Eureka. This is a great reason why the Honor Roll Meet is such an amazing opportunity for the kids in Central Illinois, Greater Peoria, to be able to participate in, because I did not ever get the privilege and honor of racing here. And you talk about a legacy program. Tell us a little bit more about Eureka.
Yeah, Eureka is a program that, and you wouldn't think it, like you said, it's a small town, small school just outside of Peoria, but its history in track and field is rich, and it dates back a century or more. You look back at IHSA lists from the early 20th century, and you see Eureka pop up there among the Peoria Highs and the Chicago area schools and things like that, and you go, wow. And they had I believe it was their first state individual championship was won in 1943 by George Chianakas, who people around here would recognize it more as Mike Chianakas, is what he was known as. Played basketball at Bradley when Bradley reached the Final Four in 1950. He was a contributor to that team.
And a state champion from Eureka.
And a state champion in the discus from Eureka.
Right on.
So, pretty sweet. That history goes back a long way, and it has extended, and they continue to be a dominant force among the small schools in Illinois, with performances that often are every bit as good as the kids in the big schools, boys and girls.
Girls, 5 state trophies in like the last 20 years,
yeah.
Including a state championship. Boys got a state trophy.
Right.
Tell us a little bit more about some of the contributors that helped bring that most resurgence into legacy.
Well, Don Sanford more or less got the girls program started and got it up and running on a high level during the 1980s. Took a little while to build it, but by the 1990s it was starting to reach a good solid spot. And then came Heidi Knapp, who was one of the great distance runners in the history of Illinois track and field. And Heidi Knapp won the 3,200 meters 3 years in a row, her freshman year, sophomore year, and junior year. The only reason she didn't her senior year is because she left athletics, competitive athletics, to join the Apostolic Christian Church.
Okay.
And yet the program, was a setback. They were hoping that maybe in her senior year they were going to win that state title on the girls' side for the first time. Didn't happen, but they still continued on with girls like Laura Hodel, and they just continued to have a terrific program, and finally won that state title. They've won 1 state title. They've got 2 seconds and 2 thirds.
You were telling me some of the medal counts for the boys and girls programs, which my jaw was on the ground.
Astounding. The girls, I had to write this down just to remind myself, 42 relay teams have medaled at the state meet for the girls' side at Eureka.
That's amazing!
And the boys' side, they've had 34. And each side, individually, 53 girls have medaled individually at state, and 53 boys have medaled individually at state in Eureka track and field history. Abby Heinold has 14 of them.
Right here in Eureka. I mean, Central Illinois. You talk about track and field history and nothing short of amazing right here in our backyard.
Yeah, it's terrific. And like I said, Don Sanford, who's no longer the coach, Olivia Klaus, who is now Olivia Morris, is the coach now. So it's like just hand off the baton and keep that program going. Brett Charlton on the boys' side, who was an outstanding track and field athlete here himself, is still the boys' coach. And they continue at a high level, and they've had state champions like Dustin Frankie doubling up in the 3,200 during his day about 15, 20 years ago. It's just an amazing program that it's one of those, they never have a rebuild. They're always good. They're always good.
And you get to see them. They get to compete at the Peoria Journal-Star Honor Roll Meet, a great opportunity to get these athletes competing against a lot of schools that they don't get to see throughout the course of the season.
Track and field, as we both know very well, it doesn't matter what size your school is. You don't need a big school to put together outstanding individual performances that are as good as anybody else's. And that's the cool thing about the Honor Roll Meet, is that the big schools and the small schools come together, and it's like, hey, whoever's the best girls, best boys, and they're head to head, and there's nobody saying you're too small to compete with them or you're too big to compete with them. It's, you know, you just put it out on the same track. It's a 400-meter track. It's the same distances on the approaches to the long jump and the triple jump and the pole vault, and the bars are set at the same height. And the throws, it's like who throws the farthest, who runs the fastest. It's what it's all about.
Love it. Coaches, parents, athletes, be sending in your information, be watching the results every week. Follow it online. Make sure that you've got an opportunity to compete in the Honor Roll Meet. It is just a tremendous legacy, a great opportunity, and I can assure you it's going to be one of the greatest memories you will have as a track and field athlete here with your time in high school and being able to participate.
Check it all out on honorrollmeet.com.
Thank you.